So this is not going to be a long live stream at all. I don't plan on it being that long. So I always said I want to give information that is current in real time as often as I can, and that's why I want to do lives on my Okies Hustle site. This, as you know, is a conduit to help others try to grow on YouTube if you're new, or if your videos are frozen or whatever, or if I can just give a little advice or knowledge that I have, things that I've seen, then hey Susan, how you doing? Then that's what this Okies Hustle is about, and I use information from my other channel. Hi, Mrs. Paula. So I finally got all of the data from those 2 videos, and I'm talking about, does SEO, hey Teresa, does SEO help with short form videos? So short answer for me would be, I don't think it really matters in too much in shorts. Shorts are just looking for a real quick, hey, it's a 20-second video. They're looking for just a punchy, really quick, description. People aren't spending time on shorts. They're watching them, then rewatching and watching another one, and they can help guide them to your channel. So I did 2 where I did no SEO at all. The only information I had was a 1 or 2 word title and a 1 or 2 word description, and the only hashtag I used was hashtag Okies Eden. I didn't use any keywords, no tags, no nothing. It was empty. One was the Okies checklist. It was just 3 things on a checklist. I think it was drink coffee, be awesome, and play in the garden or something like that. That's gotten over 1.2 thousand views. And then the one where it just said rain. It was a rainstorm we had. I wanted to show how it was, really heavy, and it had, flooded out about 3 or 4 inches of water onto our trees. And it was just coming down so hard that it was like a water faucet coming off the roof. And that got just shy of 1,000 so far. I have other videos that I do all the SEO. I do tons of, I make sure the title's great, the description's great, a pinned comment, all of that. And they do about 1,000, 1,200, 1,300. So maybe a little bit better, But I think SEO, in my opinion, the search engine optimization is built more for your long form videos because they push differently than they do the shorts. YouTube really wants to push the shorts. They like to have those short punchy videos that grab people's attention, real quick. So that's just my opinion. Now, I still go in and do it. But what I did was I observed it twice, I changed it, I did it twice, observed it twice, got the same information. So that's the way I test things on my other channel. So I'm just gonna say, just create your title, just create a nice little description and a comment. I don't go too overboard with my shorts anymore because people, the way they're pushed by YouTube and with your subscribers, if you get quite a few subscribers, they'll push it out there and interact, and it'll help it. So that's just my opinion, okay? So you do what you want, but I'm just saying, if you're spending a lot of time trying to develop special SEO stuff for your shorts, I'm not so sure I would bother with that. I know I'm not. Now, what I do is typically I'll do 4 or 5 shorts, and then I can just go in and just say, hey, give me some descriptions and some titles, and I'll just change them to what I want. It does speed it up if you use like a ChatGPT or something, because it can give you a basic description, and then you can just, make it how you want for your channel, if you know what I mean. What I will say is this, I did this a couple times. If you look back at some of my videos, well, you won't be able to tell which ones, but some of the ones that are lower, some are shorts where I only got 100 views, which typically that's really low for me. 200 views. What I did there, that was another test. That's what I'm saying. I'm using Okies Hustle to give you the information and help develop channels using my Okies Eden site. What I did on 2 or 3 videos was this. I literally didn't wait. I didn't have any music in them. I wasn't worried about any copyright, strikes. I wasn't worried about somebody complaining about it. They were just simple, short videos. I even forget about what they were about. I think one was just an announcement video. I didn't wait 24 hours. I literally, as soon as I finished, I just made it public. I didn't give it 24 hours for the algorithm to chew on it, for YouTube to kind of push it out there. I just put them out there. Those 2 or 3, honestly, did terrible. So I've said that before, that I'm in agreement with others that say, create your video, do your research, even for your shorts, if you're gonna do your research, even for your shorts though, let your shorts sit there and stew for a couple days, or YouTube, let the YouTube algorithm look at your stuff, figure it out. That's what they say is happening, and then it'll push it out to the correct people to get you the most views. I have tried it again now that I have 400 plus subscribers. I wanted to see if that still made a difference, and it does. In my opinion, I did 2 or 3 videos, all of them flatlined. They don't go anywhere, they don't really do anything. I get a view every now and then on them, but like I said, 100 to 200 views, where typically I'm getting 900, 1,000, 1,500, whatever on my videos, on my short form. So I know that if I did that on my short form, I think if I did it on long forms, it would probably be even worse, because your long forms don't get pushed the same. So those are just 2 pieces of advice. I don't think SEO has a huge difference in shorts, but releasing your video to public right away does do a couple things. One, it doesn't give YouTube any time. You're just dumping your video out there. Also, if you're putting music in there, or you have music in the background, or something is said, or you have something in the frame, the reason you let it sit there for a while is YouTube, is studying it, looking at it, sending it out, seeing if there's anything wrong with it, if it's ready to be approved. If you just dump it out there public, and you have somebody playing, you have some music in the background playing, you can pick up a copyright strike or a strike really, really quick. So I would just say, no less than 12 hours at least. So that's why I say bulk. If you can bulk tape, that's better, because then you can get 4 or 5 edited at the same time, and then start releasing them this day, the next day, the next day, the next day. That gives YouTube all that time to make sure the videos are pretty certain not to get any kind of strike against them, hopefully. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm just saying it enhances your chances of not getting a strike. So if you're a new YouTuber, or just starting out, just know that. And then that's the new stuff. Going back to some old stuff, I've been putting my Okies, hey live with Misty, how you doing? I've been putting my hashtag Okies Eden in all of my Okies Eden, even my old videos. And I've been going back, and if I search that on other computers now, if I type in, a lot of times I'll type in hashtag Okies. By the time I hit Okies in there, it'll be hashtag Okies, Eden will pop up. It's not number 1, but it'll be, Okies weather, or Okies this, but there's Okies, there's my, I'm doing well, Misty, doing well. So my hashtag will pop up on my channel. And then I also post that on my Facebook, my Okies Eden Facebook, which I have. And I also post it on my Instagram, Okies Eden, that I have. Which then leads me to the next thing, is even YouTube. Somebody said a while ago, there was a couple of the gurus on that said, don't post, don't go to other platforms and talk about your YouTube. YouTube doesn't like that. They want you on theirs. Then one day I was watching on the actual YouTube dashboard, where they said, the guy from YouTube said, they have no trouble with that. They want you to go to other platforms and post your stuff from YouTube, because then it directs them to YouTube. It's free advertising for them. Why wouldn't they? Now, I don't think they want you to be doing the same thing, trying to, do marketing for the other platforms. They want you to use your YouTube platform to bring people to YouTube. They want you to go out and do that. They want you to bring people to YouTube. They're an organization. They're a business. They're trying to make money. They want ad revenue. They want as many people coming here as possible. As I can say is another one, if you're new or you've been around a while and things have stalled, I do this at least once or twice a month. I go in and do housekeeping. I went in, I created a new banner today. I put a new description in because as your channel evolves a little bit, that main channel description might need to change a little bit. If you're still working off the same one from last year and it's not drawing people in, or people come there and they're like, this isn't what this channel's about at all, give them what your channel's about. Let them see the banner, let them see you, I changed the picture, I changed the description, so on and so forth. That's just my advice. Create a trailer, which I've done. And that's one of my other points is on my Okies Eden site, I do have a trailer. I don't have one on the Okies Hustle site yet. But on Okies Eden, what I'm working on currently right now, and I'm hoping to release it next week, is my very first, the inception of Okies Eden Garden, when I first turned the first shovel of dirt over, to currently what Okies Eden is. So you can see this time frame, a montage of all of what Okies Eden was to what it is now, and then I'm gonna have that saved, and then 2 months from now, I can go back in, I can add to it. When I increase it next year, I can add to it, and I can just keep creating that montage. So I always have the history of my channel, and I can make that, it'll only be a couple minutes long, I can make that my trailer also, and put music to it, and talk over it, and just mention things about Okies Eden. If you are having trouble growing, my channels are growing very steady. I'm very happy with my growth. I'm getting my watch hours, that's increasing. I'm getting more and more subscribers, that's increasing. And I think many of you that are here now currently watching would probably tend to agree, is there's a couple reasons why we are growing at a steady rate. One is interactions. You got to interact. That's probably, I would say that's one of the number one issues, is if you're not interacting with people that comment on your channel, if you're not going to your subscribers and interacting, or if you're not watching their lives and nobody's paying attention to yours, well, you got to interact. You just have to. Yes, it's time consuming, but you know what? I know Mrs. Paula, I know Allison, Susan, Brenda, Peter, Chris. We've met so many decent people. Brian from Rustic Rich Originals. We've all met at different times on YouTube and become quite good friends and we interact all the time. We moderate each other's lives and all that. So we've built this community because, yeah, it takes time, but now you've made this other family that's you don't get to see physically, but you get to see online. And that helps your channel to grow. When YouTube sees your interactions increasing, that means people like your content and they push that content more. Proactive. Be proactive. When I'm on somebody's live, I'll go on Teacher Kelly Tags is going to have a live later. When I go on that, as I'm commenting, I'll see other people on there. If their channel interests me, I'll make a note of it. I'll go visit their channel, or I'll go back to the comments later and I will go to their channel and I might follow them because they have some interesting content that I like. I have a wide variety of content I like. It's called being proactive. And then when you get to know them, and then they come and watch a couple of your videos, typically what happens is they like interacting with you, they find out what you're like, they watch a couple of your lives, and before you know it, you have another subscriber. So it's proactive. And then the other one is, I can't believe I've seen gurus say this, consistency doesn't matter. I could not, when I saw that day, boy, if that's not a way to try to keep other YouTubers from content creating so they don't gain any ground, that's the thing to say. Because how are you going to get views? How are you going to get subscribers? How are you going to get watch hours if you're not consistently creating content for people to watch? If I create one video every month, you're never going to get monetized unless one went hugely viral. And when I saw those gurus talking about, just make sure it's good. Don't worry about so much about consistent. Well, not everybody can make a class A, video because they have all the right equipment, all the right microphones and lighting and all the money that they can spend on this stuff. Some don't have that. They might just have their phone. So they create consistent and they can create good stuff. We see it all the time. People create stuff with their iPhones all the time. That's how it started. How do you think TikTok works? they go viral all the time. And so that's what I find to be kind of odd, that they would push that narrative not to be consistent. Well, I'm of the belief you need to be consistent. So I put shorts out a couple times a week. I try to do a couple lives, a couple collaborations, and try to stay busy. And I've gained more subscribers and got more comments from new subscribers because they see you for who you are. They get to see you consistently and see what you're about. And if they like your personality or, whatever, and if they like your channel and your content. So that would be three, if I was gonna list them, those would be three big ones, is to be proactive, be out looking for people that you wanna follow, interact, especially interact, comment, like, share, comment, like, subscribe, all of that, just stay busy. And then post good stuff consistently. It doesn't have to be great. Post a good video that keeps up current with what you're doing and is in your niche, and just do the best you can, and you will grow. And I think going live a lot, or maybe not a lot, but going live once a week or twice a week does help. I have found, like I'm just going to use the same people because I know them so well now, but like Mrs. Paula, Allison at Silent Sky, hi Chef Zed, Chef Zed, I'll talk about Chef Zed, Nicola's Recipes, Natty Homemaker, all these people that we follow and talk to all the time. One of the reasons I follow their lives, and even if I miss their live, I go back and try to watch it later, is because we become familiar with each other. We actually get to know each other, and we get to see their personality, and we like their content, so we continue to follow. Now, if you go into their comments, if you go into their channel and see who else follows them, chances are you're going to find people that are like-minded, that like that content, that have their kind of a personality. You can actually go watch their videos and maybe subscribe to them. And then as they get to know you, they can subscribe to you. It's about work and putting the time in. You just have to. So those would be my big ways to grow, is to be proactive, make sure you're interacting, be consistent, go live, try some collaborations, and then do your housekeeping. Make sure your playlists are up to date. Make sure, I have to do this in a little while, as soon as I'm done here, I have some research to do on some new hashtags I'm trying to use in my videos. I'm gonna go search out the trendingness of those. Are they trending, are they not? So that just takes time. Hey Misty, how you doing? Worked in the garden, all right. Yeah, I was in the garden earlier, but I decided I have my grandson tonight. That's why I did that quick live, because I have him tonight, and I haven't been on Okies Hustle in a bit. So I wanted to get this live out talking about some of the stuff I saw on a couple of my test videos on Okies Eden. And then another thing is, just remember, Friday is Teacher Kelly Tags, I believe at noon on Friday, this coming Friday. And then next Wednesday is going to be Misty's Pleasures of Life. Next Wednesday, I believe at 2 or 3 p.m. It's on there. I think it's 3 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. This is, my sponge is full, so I'm forgetting sometimes, but those two are coming up. So I hope to see you guys all there. Been looking forward to having one with Misty and Teacher Kelly Tags. All the other ones I've really enjoyed talking to: Nicola, Chef Zed, Allison, and After Dark 60. Had a great time. And let's see. That was pretty much all the stuff I wanted to talk about on channel growth and trying to help your channel. So I'm hoping everybody's channel is growing. Does anybody have any other ideas or thoughts as to what I've mentioned? If you think something, maybe I'm not correct on something, or I could change something. Like I said, I've created a new banner. I'm trying to update. I try to refresh stuff. I try to do what stores do. They have those end caps. They call them end caps, and they get these grids. The stores like Dollar General, Walmart, JCPenney, they all have these grids. They're planograms, I think they used to call them. When I worked at a place years ago, they called it a planogram. And you'd get them out weekly. And it would show, put this at this end cap, this in this row, change this over here. Because their marketing research shows that's why they put, candy bars, sodas, gum, things like that up front, small bags of chips. Because if people go hungry to the grocery store, they're doing their grocery shopping, as they're walking out, oh, they see a little bag of donuts, they see the little bag of chips, they see a soda. So they'll spend, even though they can buy a 2-liter bottle for $2, they'll pay $2.70 for a small bottle of the same drink because they're thirsty. And that's how that works, that's marketing. So that's what I've been trying to do, is not a planogram per se, but just refresh my channel, where I did a new banner this week. I just did a new description on my main channel, so on and so forth. Yes, Misty, we all fall for it. I mean, sometimes to beat the rush, honestly, I go to Walmart. I'm not getting, this is not a paid presentation. That's where I do, because that's the main store I have for grocery shopping right now. That's all I got. Or not all I got, but one of the ones I have. So I go there. But in Oklahoma, I'm just being wise. This is a joke. In Oklahoma, you don't know what you're going to see at, certain times of the day. So I go at 6 a.m. when they open. I can be in and out of there in 20 minutes. Maybe see 2 people. Man, you go in there at noon, you think you are at the Dallas Zoo. You don't know what you're going to see. You don't know who you're going to interact with. I've seen angry people walking around, talking to themselves, cursing at people. So I'm just like, well, I'm going to go early, get my stuff, get out. So I go early. That's how I do that. So sometimes I don't eat something before I leave. So like Misty said, we all fall for it. So all of a sudden I get there and I'm like, oh, well, there's those little bag of mini donuts sitting right there. It's only $4. Oh, I got $4. And then you get to the car, you start eating that, and I'm like, I am 20 minutes from home. I could have went home and made bacon and eggs and had a really good breakfast. But nope, I spent the $4 because I had to have those donuts. And that's how they get you. But I guess what I'm getting at is to keep your channel refreshed so that, when people show up, it's current. It's, got trending stuff in it. Because if your channel goes to non-trending stuff because you're not keeping up with it, of course, everything's going to kind of slide and fall off. So that's my opinion anyways, but take it for what it's worth. I'm just trying to, I talk more about in this channel about what I see, what's happened to me on YouTube. And then I try to transfer that data to people so that they can make a better decision before they jump into something. So that would be those are all my tips. If I was a new creator, if I just started tomorrow a new channel, which I'm not going to, I am not doing that. I got 2's enough. Mrs. Paul, I think you're going to find that out, that 2 is enough. I think Misty, you might have a couple. I know others that have a couple. I think Allison just got a second. If you're going to try to keep them both running concurrently and growing, it's a lot more work. But thank you, Teresa. Teresa, you should do some content creation. But I enjoy it. If you look at it, like, what do they say? If you love your job, if you love what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life. YouTube editing doesn't bother me. I can put some music on. I can listen to my, my old records. I can sit here with a drink. I can have my coffee. And I can just sit here and edit videos. I can do it on a Saturday. I can do it if I can't sleep at night. I can come out at 1 a.m. at the kitchen table. I can work, not bother anybody. That's why I like my garden. People say, well, that's hard work to get out there. I shovel and move dirt and compost and pick and grow and do all, and I'll be sweating. I love doing it. Until you have something about it, probably from my childhood, I love the smell of soil. I love the smell of, after a lightning storm, you get that ozone, that smell. You get that smell. That's I think that should be a cologne. I think wet soil should be a cologne. I mean, we should market that. Something about digging in the dirt, smelling that, and fresh cut grass. Anybody that lives in the Northeast, when you smell the leaves in the fall. We got 10 pumpkin plants and, oh, awesome. That's so cool. That's, I hope you're gonna do lives and updates from that, because honestly, I've really enjoyed growing pumpkins, and I'm gonna do more next year. I'm gonna grow them starting in the spring, and I'm gonna grow them right through to fall. They're beautiful, and people want them all the time. I have people around me that I know, my neighbors, they have goats. I'll give them some. They can just have them. I can make pumpkin pie, pumpkin bisque. My one daughter has chickens. They love them. Break them up. Let them. The deer. I have deer out here. We can't hunt in this area. This is restricted. So I throw them out in the field. Let the deer eat them. So you can do a lot of things with pumpkin if you don't use them all. And I want to get, so when I get to the fall and I do the pumpkin patch stuff, I want to be able to have 100. Let me see. I shouldn't be. Am I frozen? Oh no, Okies frozen. I mean, Okies is cool. He is cooler than the other side of the pillow, but I don't think he's frozen. A 15-pound cabbage. Wow. That's got to be huge. Yeah, that'd be 2 meals for me. But yeah, so pumpkins. I'm gonna keep growing pumpkins because I want to be successful with pumpkins. And everybody loves pumpkins, even just to look at, even if you don't do anything with them, to set them outside as, you know, as ornamental stuff. I think it's awesome. But yeah, it is a lot of kraut. That's right. Mrs. Paula has a second channel. Mrs. Paula, how's your second channel doing? And are you using some of the stuff you learned on your first channel to kind of help your second channel? And Mrs. Paula, Allison said she started a second channel. I cannot find it. And I don't think Allison's been on it for a couple days. I thought I messaged her. Maybe I should send her an email, but I couldn't remember what her second channel name was. I know it was Silent Sky something. I just can't remember. And I tried looking it up and I cannot find it because I'd like to go check that out. Am I unfrozen now? If everybody's watching, am I unfrozen or is my screen still frozen? Yes, pumpkin bread, pumpkin muffins. So another good thing about that is I forgot all about that. I'm gonna get a small chest freezer in the fall. And I have found in my own personal experience, I make banana bread, I make zucchini bread, and I make applesauce cake, like a shortbread type thing. And I found if I freeze, what I do is I cook my zucchini bread or pumpkin bread, and then I cut it in maybe 2 serving pieces. So I'll cut the whole thing in fourths. I wrap them really good. I freeze them. When I want a piece, I'll take it out of the freezer. I'll let it thaw. By that evening, I think it's even better because it's had all that time for those flavors to kind of marry. It's moist. I mean, I've had better luck taking it out of the freezer. If you, Mrs. Paula, I haven't yet. I'm going to, because Chef Zed did a video on that last week. So I'm going to try cooking some of my pumpkin leaves. I just did a short video. It's just going to show me pouring the soup out. I just ate for lunch my farm to table bean soup. So I had my beans, my bean seeds. I dried them, and then I soaked them. Then I simmered them in my own chicken stock with some garlic and onion. And I just ate that. and then I mushed up some of the some of the beans to give it a creamier texture. And I just had that. I cooked it yesterday, and I put a little brown butter in it. So that simmered yesterday, and then finished it, got it to my taste, put it in the fridge. It sat there all night in the fridge, and I just had it for lunch. I reheated it on the stovetop, and it was really, really good. So I'm gonna freeze some of that. I'm gonna start making bigger batches of bean soup, and then I can put it in some the sous vide things and seal them. And then I can just take them out. I don't even have to open this, the sous vide or whatever you say. My son has that. I'll put the soup in there, seal it, and then you just take the package out, toss it in the boiling water, let it cook your soup, then you just, scissors, open it and dump it in your bowl, and you have soup throughout the year. So, so that's what I plan on doing for the fall, is getting a chest freezer. Then I can put in my pumpkin puree. I can freeze pumpkin bread and applesauce cake and banana bread, and just fill that with all farm to table food. And because we just had it, I mentioned it earlier, one of the box stores here that literally this is a very small community. They depend on that, because otherwise you got to go 30 miles to get to a store. Their AC broke down, and they were hassling everybody about getting it fixed. The owner of the building leases it to the company, and so they weren't fixing it. So they couldn't work in there. It was 100 degrees inside the building. So they waited about a week and a half, and finally, there must have been a little bit of an uproar, because the people in the community were like, kept calling it was Dollar General. They kept calling and saying, hey, we need our store. This is important, So they must have called and got a hold of whoever owns the building and really got on them about it, because it's back open, everything's fixed, and, because they have everything you need there, other than fruits and vegetables. But again, once I get my apple crop going, I won't need to get fruits and vegetables from anybody. I can just survive off my own fruits and vegetables. But anyways, kind of got off topic there, I apologize. But I hope everybody's channel's going well. Story time with Allison. Boom. I'll take a quick snapshot of that. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Paula. So this is going to go public as soon as I'm done. If you don't mind, go ahead, comment below what your channel is. Give people an opportunity to come in and watch your channel. Anchorverse, yo unk, I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it could be a troll. But hey, I'm so laid back today. I got my shades, I got my reverse cap, I got my Sasquatch print shirt on. I've had coffee, I've been in the garden. I have my grandson tonight to babysit. So no trolls can even phase my frame of mind right now. So if you're a troll, troll away. Sometimes you just get in those moods where it's off a duck's back, water off a duck's back. I don't know if anybody heard that joke earlier. I thought it was funny. I went to the store, bought 10 asparagus, got home, counted them. I had 11. So I had a spare, I guess. So if you hadn't heard that joke earlier, there you go. Yeah, no, it's very troll. I mean, like I said, I know me and Mrs. Paul have had this conversation. If trolls come on my channel now and I don't have any moderators, as long as they're not getting explicit or bullying or swearing at me or something, they're just adding to my time. If they want to sit there and give me comment after comment, I just ignore it. And those comments, that all goes to your analytics. So, I mean, maybe they're a good troll. Maybe there are good trolls. Maybe trolls have gotten a bad rap. Maybe trolls need love too. Yeah, trolls are views. They are. Trolls are views. Plus, if they watch for 2 minutes, that goes to your time. So trolls can actually be a positive influence on your channel. I gotta get my crazy glasses, I gotta spike my hair up, talk with an accent, and I'll talk about trolls can make your channel explode. And maybe that'll get me, 100, 120 views or something. I don't know. Yeah, bless their little troll hearts. That's right. That's right. Some of them, honestly, if they're asking questions, and as long as, like I said, they're not getting explicit or something, I read their stuff. I don't always comment on it, but I chuckle inside at some of them because they're just trying to get you to respond. And then sometimes I'll just respond just to keep them rolling, because the longer they're there, let them, if they're just asking questions, just being a wise guy, it's a comment, it's view time, it's a like, it's whatever. And who knows? You might end up growing on them, and they might end up deciding, hey, maybe I should do some content creation. Maybe, just maybe, the troll's thinking, I could be Okie. I could be Okies Eden. I could be famous. I could have 400 plus subscribers. I could be known throughout southern Oklahoma. Oh, I meant to mention this on the first time. I'll never forget. I was over at my son's house watching my grandson. And that was the first time I watch YouTube all the time. And I was on there and I was looking up some gardening stuff. And up popped me. And it was so, I don't know if that happened to you, if you guys, feel the same way, but it was so weird to see your video pop up when you searched for gardening or whatever niche you're in. I just thought that was so cool that up pops Okies Eden. And I was like, okay, now I feel like I've accomplished something, I haven't, but I just thought it was kind of neat. Has that happened to anybody else when you first, not searching for yourself, I mean when you're just sitting there watching and all of a sudden yours pops up? It is like, it's surreal. It's almost like, Santa, I know him. Hold on 1 second. The dog wants to come in. She can be a goofy dog, I'll tell you. She wants to go out. She wants to come in. She wants to go out. She wants to come in. Yeah, I am. I'm a superstar. I mean, hey, pretty soon, I'm going to have to get a third set of glasses. I have 4 hats or 5 hats. Most of them have been free. And then a couple I got, I keep these all right here, depending on which color I want to use. And I got a couple white ones, and then I got this green one, the black one, and I have one I use for work. All of them were free, and then a couple I got from a garage sale for like 50 cents a piece. So all in, this was free. My hats, 5 or 6 hats, probably I got $1 into them, and then $8 for both pairs of glasses, 4 for each pair. So all in, I'm like $10 for my ensemble to be a YouTube star. One of these days, though, I'm going to splurge, and I'm going to get 2 more pair of sunglasses. Because when you get 400 plus subscribers, sky's the limit. I mean, I make it rain. I walk in, and they say, "Oh, Okies is here." And they're coming over to me with, "Oh, hey, Okies, sign this, sign that." No, they're not. My daughter says she's so poor, she goes in and she throws change, and she makes it hail. My kids, I'll tell you what, my daughter, I always used to joke around, when they were growing up, I got to go to bed. I got to get my beauty sleep. Well, as my daughter got older and she caught on to the whole sarcasm thing with my son, we'd be sarcastic with each other. I don't know, she was like 17 or 18, and I said, well, I'm tired. I got to go get my beauty rest. And she said, you need a beauty coma. So my kids love me so much. But you guys can use those. That was always a good comeback if somebody says they need beauty sleep. But, well, with that said, I want to again thank everybody for being here. Remember, I do have that collaboration with Teacher Kelly Tags on Friday, and I have the Misty's Pleasures of Life next Wednesday. And I'll keep putting out some posts and stuff reminding people, and then I know that they're going to do the same, I'm sure, to get some people there. And then we'll do those collaborations, and then I've had a couple people message me about collaborating on their channel, which that's going to be scheduled, but I'll actually be on their channel where they're the host. So that's being worked on. And so it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. July, August, hopefully are going to be really, really neat. Looking forward to it. Again, if you want to be on my channel, just go to okieseden@gmail.com. Just email me, collaboration in the subject field, and we'll see what we can get you on. If you want me to be on your channel instead, same thing, just write collaboration, email okieseden@gmail.com. Just say, hey, I want you on my channel sometime, what dates work for you, and I can look at my calendar. Because, I'm Okies Eden. My calendar is just, people are the phone is ringing off the hook, if that's even a thing anymore. With that said, I gotta go get ready to go babysit my grandson later today and tonight. So I'll probably see a bunch of you. You'll see my comments tonight. Hopefully you have a live going. You'll see my comments there. I'll come on your live and try to stream your stuff on my son's got different devices I can stream. The people I follow, I can stream their stuff on those TVs. So with that said, you all have a great day. I will see you Friday at that live. So everybody take care. Have a great Wednesday. Peace out.